Hello.
All right, I messed up the start. My bad.
Good start.
My bad. Welcome. I pressed the wrong button. Story of yesterday. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can still hear it.
Yeah, my bad. Anyway, welcome to Grumpy Old Reds. We get more corruption, causes Forest more points. Even though we played absolutely fantastic. Make sure you've liked, make sure you subscribed. And we're just gonna jump straight into it, boys. I still can't get over the BS that Liverpool got yet again. I'm saying that's 2 years and 3, but you know what? I'm going to include. Remember the FA Cup when we got promoted and they got the offside goal in about the 84th minute? I'm chucking that one in as well. So it is what it is. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about because we played brilliantly. We played brilliantly and didn't deserve that. But who wants to kick us off?
I'll kick us off.
Go on.
First of all, that's 2 good matches on the trot with Watch Forest. That's like, I cannot remember the last time that happened. So that's a good sign. Since Vitor came in, both games we've played really well. I don't necessarily think it's all to do with tactics. I think a lot of it is to do with the players buying into it, or more to put it another way, downing tools for Daesh. I think it's more that, because we've always said, haven't we, from day one of this season, we've got a damn good squad, and the first 11 is right up there, and I maintain that. And I think that in the last couple of games we've seen signs of that. I mean, Sangare, oh my God, we're going to struggle to hold on to him in the summer. He's so good.
Man, you're interested in him now, apparently.
Well, of course they are. Bloody hell. Somebody makes a good cup of tea in the canteen. They're interested in the canteen lady. Come on. I mean, they've got no brains, have they? These people, they never go out and find it. It's always like whoever's doing well at the time. And then they wonder why they have a shit team, because they don't fit the... Anyway, I'm not going to go on about Man U. I started on that one. So it's positive. The signs are positive. I mean, obviously, it's devastating what happened yesterday. We did not deserve that either through bad decision or by them playing, they didn't deserve to win, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, if we continue like this, then we've got no worries, have we? I mean, I've looked at the other teams and their games have got coming up, and they're no easier than ours. It's not like they're playing 3rd division sides and we've got playing Champions League sides. You know what I mean? So I think we're in better shape than a lot of those down at the bottom. I'm reasonably confident we'll stay up, although there's always that fear, or there has been since we lost to Wolves, drew with Wolves. But yeah, we played really well yesterday. I thought the midfield and MGW the last 2 games. And I've always said this. I slag MGW off as much as anybody has, but I've always said if he plays to his full potential, I'm happy. He's a good player. And the last and against Brentford a long time ago, but against Brentford, the first game of the season, I said exactly that. And then he went shit again. But the last 2 games under Vitor, I think he's played really well. And he's a valuable member of the team when he's like that. So, and that midfield, Anderson, MGW and Sangare, there can't be many better than that. And if you can win the midfield battles, you're in with a damn good chance. But then, obviously, the elephant in the room is we can't score goals. If ever we needed Chris Wood, I know he's not coming back, but if ever we needed Chris Wood, it's now, because he would lap these chances up.
He is coming back. I've had an update on him.
What's the update?
I heard April.
It's on Patreon.
Oh,
anyway,
tell fucking me, otherwise I'll start swearing and get you demonetized. So come on.
It's a little late for that, man. It's a little late for that.
I don't swear anymore.
You've said you've sworn about 6 times already, but anyway. I
don't think so. Yeah, I've heard April, so I'm going to tell the people in the chat that it's April. And if you want to, call me a liar, then go ahead. If not, then it must be April. So April's a little too far away because he's obviously got to get match fit again and what have you. So we're going to struggle for goals.
As long as it's not April the 1st.
Although we've proved against Fenerbahce that we can score goals, we can. And also, well, I was going to say the teams we've got coming up are perhaps not at Liverpool's level, but Liverpool were not that great yesterday, if I'm honest.
Terrible.
Their defense is shot. Their defense is gone. Van Dijk, the offside bastard, he's not what he was. But we're not talking about Liverpool, are we? Sorry, I'm drifting off. It's because we were so damn good. The defense was good. The midfield was good. The attack, until it came to a shot on target, was good. The passing lanes were there. The triangles were there. The patterns of play was there. The closing down was there. Everything was positive, apart from the inability to score goals, which cost us the game. And I will say this: I'm not going to go on about this, but Ekatike was a yard and a half offside. I know he wasn't him. But don't tell me that he wasn't interfering with play, because he was. Mm-hmm. If you've got a player there, even if that defender for half a second has to look like that, then that's taking his. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Look at this.
Disgusting.
Honestly, I'm lost for words. I mean, I was really, really upset yesterday. I felt sick, and it's Liverpool again. It's the 99th minute again. I hate them. I'm just glad that we can go up there and stop them at their place, the scumbags. So yeah, apart from that, I've waffled on long enough. I'm very, very hopeful if we can continue to play like this, which we should be able to, because the players are good enough. So if we continue to play like this, then I think we'll be okay. And we'll win the Europa League as well, because Villa are going down the pan.
Positive.
Gotta be.
I just, this goal scoring thing, Rob, is just ridiculous. Like, we get rid of an actual goal scorer in Callum Mwendo, and we sign a lamppost in Luca. Igor Jesus can bag him left, right, and centre in the Europa League, and it's like,
you're a tosser.
Huh?
You're a tosser.
Who?
Probably won't be playing us next season. Are you mad?
This is what
did you not see the way we played yesterday? And you're coming on here and saying that. Get out.
Let him come on here, man. Let him come on here, because let's face it. Let's face it. We're watching Liverpool's defense of their title this season. I wonder how that's going.
No. You're wrong there. They aren't defending the title. That cannot be considered a defense of the title.
Exactly.
Liam, we did beat you lot 3-0 at Anfield, I don't know if you're aware of that.
And calm down, mate. Calm down.
Calm down.
Right. So, it was vile, wasn't it? It was vile. But quite honestly, I'm not surprised. It's just Liverpool doing Liverpool things, isn't it? I mean, they did exactly the same thing 2 years ago when it, in the last minute of extra added time, added on. And then, of course, there's some refereeing controversy over it. Last time it was because they were giving the ball back after injuring our player. So I guess it's not quite as painful as last time they did it, because when they did it last time, it brought to an end a 30-year unbeaten run against them at the City Ground. And I think it's important to remember that for the second season in a row, we have beaten them on aggregate this season. Okay? So just hold that. I mean, I am amazed, Wolfie, that it has taken you so long to get to this stage of understanding why they are the most hated opponent for Forest fans, right? There's only one opponent where their fans will flood our comments and our chat to boast about a scummy win like that, okay? The other teams have got far more class than that. Now, I don't have a particular problem with the people from Liverpool. The
Evertonians,
shell-suited hordes of actual Liverpudlians. They've got a choice of them or Everton. Who are you going to go for? It's the people that have absolutely bugger all connection with Liverpool, other than they once saw a Beatles tribute act or an episode of Brookside, and that's their connection with the city. and they jump on the fucking bandwagon, especially people from Nottingham who then want to celebrate in our faces. Get a life. They're not real football supporters. And those are the people in the chat right now. Your opinion does not count. And thank you for the extra views. We all get paid more thanks to your hate. Now, I want
Big up,
to...
Sav, man. He's keeping it interesting.
I just want to temper things a little bit. We were good in the first half, but then we really faded. And it feels to me, and I think it was the right decision, that
we're tired, bro.
A decision was made to. So I haven't been on since the Fenerbahce game, which obviously was excellent. A decision was made. Vitor wanted to win his first game and win it in style. So he picked the strongest possible squad and played them hard on Thursday night. And it was clear to me that 5-10 minutes into the second half, we'd completely lost momentum. And then the problem rears its head again, that as soon as you start bringing on the substitutes, even though they're fresh, we lost momentum completely because we just don't have the squad depth that Liverpool have. So when you bring on, Bakwa and Doy and Luca, it's a downgrade, even on a 60% fit starting lineup, unfortunately. And as the game went on, I started thinking, like, everything we've done up to this point does not count because they're going to do something and they're going to nick something, and they bloody well did, but we've still beaten them on aggregate this season. So, look, you can sum up this whole season as Chris Wood's injury, right? Because how many games last season did we have 1 or 2 chances, score them, and then just lock the opponent out? And yet what we're doing this season is look at the Wolves game, look at the Palace game. How many chances are we having to create to get a goal? And I've actually done some analysis this afternoon. Our home form is atrocious. Our away form is better than our home form. This is why I'm more hopeful about getting something from Brighton than I am from a home fixture, because I don't know what it is, but I feel like the pressure on the players is so great. They're snatching at their shots, they're shooting wide, they're shooting over the bar, and when they're put plumb in front of the goal, they're shooting straight at the keeper. And I have to say, yes, Sangare had a great game. I felt like Igor Jesus had a crap game because every time I looked at him, he was either in the centre circle or on the wings and about 10 yards behind Morgan Gibbs-White. So the problem was with Dyche, he was standing in the box on his own, totally isolated. Now we seem to have gone full 360 and he never gets in the box. So what's the focal point? We've got an attack without a focal point. So just to bring to an end what I'm going to say, I don't want to get on the back of Luca. Yes, he looks out of sorts, but I think that Vitor is going to have to find a way to get goals out of that man, because I think our season depends on it. We don't have other options, and don't say Taiwo.
I'm thinking about saying it. I legit am thinking about saying it.
Okay, but the problem is, I'm afraid to say, as well as we played in the first half yesterday, no end product, we faded, we didn't have the squad depth, and then we were ball watching in injury time yet again. So it's harsh to say, we deserve this, we deserve that. But unfortunately, if you don't take your chances, you get what you deserve. Now, I think we just have to pick ourselves up, and the only way to put that in the rear view mirror is to go and win the next game. I have to say, by the way, last time Liverpool did this, we followed it up with an away game at Brighton, just like this time. Hopefully, we get a better result this time, because then Andrew Omobamidele headed an own goal. I think we can do better this time. So that's what we've got to focus on now. The match on Thursday, we need to rest people, because we've got to come back and we've got to win that game at Brighton.
Go on, Ben.
Well, I'm surprised a name hasn't been dropped so far. Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Thank you.
I'm lost for words how a professional footballer who's paid whatever he's paid a week, 100 grand a week, cannot simply pass the ball around the side of the keeper when he's one-on-one. instead of just booting it straight into their body. Ant says that, you know, he's not worrying. I'm worrying. We can't score goals. How are we going to pick up points if we can't score goals? We can score goals in the Europa League.
Ben, I'm a bit worried, mate.
I'm very worried because in the Europa League, as Ant would say, we're playing against farmers teams. Okay, we're playing against people who are probably, you know, part-time, whatever, sheep herders. In the Premier League, we're playing against serious teams, and we cannot score against them. No one looks like scoring. That shot from Morgan Gibbs-White yesterday, you know, he just kicked it straight into their defender. He's not taking any time to adjust to try and actually get the ball in the back of the net. The shot from Sangare, skew whiffed it across the goal. The shot from Callum Hudson-Odoi straight into the keeper. In the Premier League, you've got to have something that differentiates you from the other teams. And you've got to have that clinical finishing. And we don't have it. We don't have the clinical finishing. And Jesus...
Ben, sorry to interrupt you, mate, but do you think West Ham have? Do you think Tottenham have?
No, but they're also...
I'd rather have Callum Wilson than Luka.
I would rather have Callum Wilson. Look...
I would. 100%. I'd rather have Callum Wilson than any of our strikers.
And my point is, those teams are nearing the bottom of the league as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if we finish above Spurs in the form that they're going in. But it's just not good enough. Like, they need to have some coaching on how to score a goal, because we're going to end up getting relegated at this rate. Because if we cannot pick up some wins over the next however many games it is, 12 or so games, we are going to get relegated. That's the reality of it. And I was looking at the matches left, thanks to Sharky last night in our WhatsApp group, and I think there's still hope that we can definitely stay above West Ham, potentially above people like Spurs and maybe even Leeds, because our games aren't quite as hard as theirs towards the end of the season. But the only way we're going to do that is me basing it on if we can actually score a goal to try and get a few 3 points here and there. And at the moment, we don't look like we can. And
just to back up your point, sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, Jeff, it's not as bad as that. It was 52 shots in the last 2 games, 0 goals. Sorry, Benga.
Whoever decided, I'm presuming it's Dyche, but whoever agreed with Dyche to get rid of Kali Muendo is a joke. You get rid of a guy who maybe hasn't settled yet, like Sangare didn't settle when he first joined, but you're getting rid of a proven goal scorer. The one thing we need, and you get rid of him. It's unbelievable. And then you sign Luka, Wish.com Peter Crouch, and he can't do anything.
How many goals did Calimuendo score in the Premier League? Luka scored one in his first 5 minutes.
Oh, we were 3-0 down, Rob. Just put some context behind it. Seriously.
I'm not talking about in the Premier League. I'm talking about the history of his playing.
Jack Colback scored an incredible volley from the edge of the pitch.
Exactly.
Calimuendo is not in the squad. Luka is. So let's actually try.
Yes, but Rob, that doesn't have to like it. Doesn't have to like it.
What's the point of getting rid of a striker who, even if you say you don't think he's going to work, why not just keep him? Because we don't have much other options.
I wish we had, but we haven't.
Tyler wasn't even on the bench yesterday.
So that doesn't make it all right, Rob.
He wasn't even
beyond criticism.
Yeah, he wasn't on the bench yesterday. Now, if the recruitment team had done what I'd done and gone and got Stratton Larson, who scored about 4 goals in the last few weeks, then we might have been all right. But it's just, I'm just fed up of not being able to score. And we can blame the offside because Ekatike was about a yard offside. And to be honest, that animation as well with the player, like, who's to say that, you know, Aina doesn't have a size 7 foot instead of a size 10 foot? I mean, it's just
also people don't understand the current technology is semi-automatic.
Yeah.
Semi-automatic.
And
that means that when you use it, the precise millisecond you use it, it's still up to the VAR people.
Yeah.
What angle you take, still up to the VAR people. There's lots of other things that happen that
they
are
should
in the semi.
use the TV angles. They should have used the TV angles, not these like fake AI players that are.
They're not even happy with it. They're not even the PGLOL are not happy with the semi-automated. That's why in recent weeks you've seen them revert back to drawing the lines.
But this isn't good enough, because if we do go down, let's say we go down by 2 points. So what's their excuse? Oh, sorry, we made a mistake. Now you're
Yeah, man. As long as Liverpool
I've said before, I don't want him apologising. I don't
It's
want
not
your
good.
fucking apologies. Get it right.
Nevertheless, Anne, whether you think Van Dijk's onside or not, let's just say he is for argument's sake. Ekitike standing a yard offside. He's clearly affecting the play. He stood in front of him. He's clearly 100% affecting the play. I mean, the time limit, the extra time had already gone over about 2 minutes over the extra time as well.
Did
So
we
they had
have a goal
Fergie time.
disallowed for that?
They had
At
Fergie
Liverpool?
time. They had Fergie time.
Now I get slagged off for invoking the name of Brian Clough. I don't know why. People should celebrate our achievements. But anyway, but Brian Clough once said, if you're not interfering with play, you shouldn't be on the bloody pitch.
To round off my point, whether it was offside or not, and people I'm sure will argue all day, the end point is that if we can't score goals, we don't deserve to be winning these matches. Like, we should have scored some goals yesterday.
We shouldn't have allowed that chance in the first place. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, but even if, look, you're going to concede goals in some matches, but even if you do, you need to make sure you be scoring them at the other end of the pitch.
Yeah, but why did Murillo get involved in it? That's what I don't get. I think Ortega was going to just get the ball, and then Murillo went
played really well.
It was a mistake.
I know.
That initial save from Ortega, which was offside, the one which was offside, was really good. And I thought the first half was brilliant. Sangare had a fantastic game again. That midfield is doing wonders for us. I think our defense is solid, but this not being able to score is either going to just stay up through the skin of our teeth, or we're going to get relegated. And it's effectively, who picks the shortest straw between the bottom 5 or 6 teams. And if the other teams around us get their shooting boots on, then we're screwed because we can't score a goal.
Yeah, but Ben, I know. I'm sorry. I'm ever so sorry to interrupt you again, but they will equally be saying, if Forest get their act together, there's no stopping them. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're just as likely to find somebody all of a sudden finding a streak of form, or as a collective scoring goals.
Yeah, well, yeah, hypothetically, but from what we've seen recently, we're not scoring. We don't look like scoring. If you put Callum Hudson-Odoi in front of a goal with no goalkeeper in it, I'm not sure he'd score. That's how bad it's got.
I'm gonna bring Ez in, but let me just catch the super chats. Big up Dean, my guy Dean, becoming a member to the channel, absolute legend. And big up to Curtis, who with the $2, who goes, how pathetic we must be. Let me start again. How pathetic we must be to rely on one player. LOL. I think he was talking about Woods. Chris Woods.
Oh, Chris Wood. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Curtis. You're right.
Yeah. Make sure you guys make sure you're subscribed. Already over 500 in the house. As you hate Liverpool, I can see why now.
Yeah, it's exactly. I know. Like Rob said earlier, I don't know why it's taking you so long, mate, to catch up.
Because we didn't have to interact with him for 23 years, bro.
I know, but you know what? For me, it just naturally came back out when we were drawing against them. And they're always
terrible.
What happened?
We're always the first team.
When he came back, Liverpool. That's terrible.
They're still the first team I look for when the fixtures come out. First game I look for. And yesterday was what it felt like a couple of seasons ago with Darwin Núñez late goal. Same feelings after that, and the frustration. But we've got to look at ourselves because we had control of that first half. We had real control of that first half without really causing enough issues for them. And it's not taking chances. It was the same under Ange. People really slagged Ange off, but we created 72 chances with high XGs in all of those games whilst we were under Ange, and we couldn't put the ball away. And if it is as simple as just missing Chris Wood, that's pathetic. Where was the backup? Because I said earlier on in the season, Jesus wasn't brought in to start every single game. He was brought in as backup, somebody to come off the bench to give Chris Wood a rest. That may have been the idea, but he's had to be thrown into the limelight. And unfortunately, in these games, he was found lacking yesterday. I expected he would have caused their defense a bit more trouble because he likes to go up against the big guys, and he doesn't mind putting himself about. But we didn't really give him that opportunity. Like I say, in control in the first half without really causing them any real threat. The best chance came to Callum Hudson-Odoi very early on. His excuse could be it was so early, but you've got to put it either side of a goalkeeper, mate. You know, you got to have a bit more about you, and he should have finished that chance. But to just put it down to about one chance, considering how much control we had in that game, in that first half, be interesting to see the heat map or map we were looking at last week and how that played out. But second half, we sat back and totally gave them the game. And the more and more we invited them on, it was just inevitable. Even once they'd had that first one disallowed, I still thought we were going to scumbag a win out of it, because it's just the way we were sitting back and allowing that to happen. And it came from simple Joe Gomez throw-ins, man. We couldn't defend Joe Gomez throw-ins. We're really embarrassing at times. At times we look fantastic, we look in control, but it's something that I've said a few times as well. You get Anderson's performance in the first half everywhere, you know, got to every single ball, and then he disappears in the second half. You know, he hasn't playing with that energy is hard, and the manager Pereira touched on it, that, you know, you usually find out after the second game. Well, we're finding out quite quickly that these players can't play 2 games a week. It's pathetic, and we've seen it all season. This is not an isolated incident. You know, they can't play 2 games in a week, and this is the first time they've been put under that pressure. Last season we were very free from that, and it just goes to show that the current players that we've got are good enough. But the backup, because he made like-for-like swaps in each position yesterday, and I'm sorry, but the ones who came on just flattered to deceive again. I've had my doubts about the right winger since he come in. I know you guys think he's going to make it, but there was a lot of hype in the summer, and unfortunately, the players that were hyped up really haven't come to anything. And the one that was potentially decent, we sold, or we got rid of anyway. We put it sent out on loan. So I'm very frustrated by yesterday, but I will look on the positives, because we were toe for toe with them for most of the game. And if we can have that spirit and that energy going into our next games, don't get too down about this game. You know, it's Liverpool, you know, Liverpool at home. I know they don't often beat us here, but that's twice in 3 years. We've won there twice in 2 years, another record break. But I'm not going to get too down about the result. The performance was really good, apart from that, you know, being hemmed in that last 15, 20 minutes. We just haven't got enough in reserve to really test ourselves when the first team players do tire. So I'm hoping we can rest players on Thursday, and then we can go again on the weekend, because the next game is in the league is the most important. I want to get out of this situation as quick as we can. But touching on what Ben said earlier, I think there's other teams that will get dragged into this. Looking at Spurs, they're awful, absolutely awful, mate. And I don't think West Ham are much better than us anyway. We just got to keep above the dotted line, and I think we will. I think we'll see the performances matching the results matching the performances. If we stick with the way we're going, we can't get too down about yesterday. It was scumbaggy, and that's what it made me feel like crap afterwards. But a day later, on reflection, we got to move on from this result. So as much as
I gotta take issue.
I want to get away from it. Go on, sorry, man.
You said that the replacements that came on were worse than the ones that are on there. You sat here last week telling us how Callum Hudson-Odoi was still the man.
Yeah, I think he should have been the man. He should have finished that chance. Because he didn't, doesn't mean that he's a bad player overnight. But who would you replace him with? But who would you replace him with in the starting line?
McAtee.
I think you saw a flash from McAtee in a game in Europe.
More than I've seen from Hudson-Odoi, bro.
Even MGW played well on that wing.
Okay, so how would you play him then? How would you set it up with him?
I put McAtee on the right and Hutchinson on the left.
Yeah, it's do 4-3-3.
Or even if you do a 4-2-3-1, I'd still do it that way. Bro, Callum Hudson-Odoi slows the game down. His finish is gone. He's predictable. And I think since Alanga's gone, it's like he's broken up with his best mate or something.
Well, he didn't have Aina for most of the season as well, did he? So
by the way, Alanga was in the stands yesterday. So you'd have thought he'd have put on a performance for him, but
yeah, exactly. I mean, I can't put my finger on why he's not hit the ground, but then there's a lot of players who haven't this season, mate. There's a lot of players who've fallen way short. And I wouldn't just pin it on one person, but I haven't got a problem with that change coming in. But issue I'll have is you'll probably do it on Thursday in a game that doesn't really matter, and then we don't actually get to see McAtee in that kind of position in a game that does matter. So maybe play Hudson-Odoi on Thursday and then save McAtee for the weekend. But I haven't got a problem with that as long as that's one solution. But that seems to be the only other solution. I don't see anybody else from a backup that can really challenge the first team at the moment.
It's an interesting point. I would rather play Nets at left back and Williams on the left wing than
That's not a bad shout. That's not a bad shout.
Williams, he takes people on. He's fast. He can shoot. He can shoot from outside the box. Oh, Williams. He's got a really powerful shot on him. He takes people on. He wins the ball back. And Nets looked pretty good when he played for us. So
that's in 5 years of doing this, that might be the first decent thing you've come up with.
That's why they should have made me manager and not this Victor dude.
No, no.
Or play a back three and have actual proper.
Come off it, Rob.
He may end up playing a back three, but what are you lot saying? Would you push Nico Williams higher up the pitch and just put Nets left back?
If it meant dropping Cho, then yeah, 100%.
Because let's just break this down.
The thing is, right? People always say this, and I'm not against it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against it.
He does it for Wales, and he does it for Wales.
But he's not. But wingers are different to wing backs.
I'll convince you with one argument. How many games have we played with one winger and Dominguez? Reason. Dominguez is good at pressing and tackling.
Yeah.
Okay. So Nico Williams is an upgrade on Dominguez.
Yeah. And he's fast and he takes people on and he can cross the ball.
Got an engine.
And he can shoot. And if he loses it up the pitch, he'll run back and try and win it.
Yeah.
But I'd put him on the right side.
Let's not forget Nico Williams. If you say who's the most consistent player this whole season, everybody has to say Nico Williams. I don't know how you can say anybody else.
I mean, apart from the fact that we did eventually scumbag a goal, he absolutely scored Salah yesterday. Salah had to come off.
I'm sorry, as I've got to come back to you on that one. I think I could score Salah. He's shit.
Shut up.
He's shit.
You know what?
Rio looked better than Salah. That kid that came on.
I think Nico's come up against him in 3 out of 8 or so games.
Yeah.
And every single time he's pocketed him. Every single time. So
you're right. You're right. Even when Salah was at his absolute best, Nico still had it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Williams could play any position, I think. I mean,
he plays midfield for Wales. He plays midfield.
Honestly, he reminds me of David Phillips. You remember David Phillips could play any position, and he was so damn consistent, and he was Welsh as well. He was Welsh.
Listen, of the two options that we've just discussed, I'd much rather have Hutchinson on the left and bring McAtee on the right than do that, to be honest, because you're taking away from our best. He's our best left back. He's our best fullback. You know, why would you take away from that when I'd much rather actually see what you discussed?
Because he's probably our best winger.
Nets might be really good.
I agree with Des. I wouldn't like to take him away from left back. He's so good there. He's so good.
Is Nets in the Europa squad? This is the question.
No,
Can we try it out? No. Okay,
No.
so we can't try this out on Thursday night. So we'd be trying it out away at Brighton, which is probably not the time to.
No, you could try it out Thursday night. You put Nico Williams right wing or left wing or whatever. You can slap Einar left back and then Savona back here.
I don't think Savona's fit. Is he?
I thought he's back now.
Put Zach Abbott right back then. I mean, we're 3-0 up.
Hang on, we can't. Hang on, boys. Hang on. You're talking about in the Europa League now.
Yeah.
Not talking about Premier League, are you?
No, to test it, to test out Nico Williams
in the Europa League.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I was just a bit concerned then you're going to start pissing about in the Premier League.
At the end of the day, something's got to change because the definition of madness is doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. And if we keep playing that team with Callum Hudson-Odoi, who for me is basically no goal threat, we need goals. We need someone who can score a goal.
He's not the only one who should be scoring goals, though, Ben, is he? He's not.
Can I mention the thing that's pissing me off after you? There's something else we haven't even touched on yet.
Corners.
So we had 7 corners against Liverpool. Against Wolves, we had 8 corners. Against Leeds, we had 10 corners. Right now, I've just asked AI. Apparently, 10 to 15% of corners should lead to a shot on target or a significant chance, and around 4% should lead to a goal. I think we could have 100 corners and not score from them. Don't say that we scored one against Fenerbahce. I mean, in the league, right? And
Yeah, but that's because our corners are crap, Rob. This is no. This is. There's no other reason.
Fantastic player, but he cannot shoot, and his corners are so bad.
But why? Answer me. Why? I don't blame Vito for this because he's only just come in. But historically, why does he take every single corner and every single free
Maybe
kick?
because he can't head the ball. I don't know. But they're always,
it used to be NGW, didn't it? It used to be NGW that was doing
it. But these corners are always waist height on the first man.
Yeah.
Aren't they?
Awful.
Or over-spooned.
Yeah, or
Rob, to be fair, that's 100% improvement over Hutchinson's corners, which just go over the line.
But let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. There shouldn't be a professional footballer in the Premier League who cannot take a corner because it's not like you're under pressure.
Yeah, you're not under
closing you down or anything.
You know what? You look at other teams, don't you? And I'm not just talking about the Arsenals and Man U's or whoever are scoring a lot from corners. Right through the league. And you see these corners coming in right under the bar on top of the goalkeeper. We never have one of them.
Spurs are the second highest corner scorer.
The only time we ever had that is when we had James Ward-Prowse, and they scared him away after that photo he took with him.
Why can't Hudson-Odoi take corners? I mean, if I'm talking about the ones that are on the left-hand side in swinging corners, he should be able to take them, and you'd want Anderson hanging back to stop the breakaway if it gets headed out. I mean, Hudson-Odoi is no aerial goal threat, and he's not going to break up a counter
threat
either. And every time you try and play it short to him, it's a bad, really, really bad pass. We can't take it on and just shoot. But we had a hint about this from somebody who's obviously close to the club, saying that it could be to do with the slope that they're having to now go up before they hit
Man U's ground is like that. Man U's ground is like that.
But I can accept when it's at Forest. But like you just mentioned there, look at how many corners we had in our away game against Leeds United, at their stage. So you can't use that excuse because we're having the same result. So that's why I just wanted to get rid of that.
We could just flatten out the pitch. I mean, it's our pitch. Is that really the reason?
No, it's
not. I must admit, some of them look ridiculous. You see them actually running uphill, but they also run uphill and take a good corner. So there's no excuse. There's no excuse.
No. I don't give it the excuse.
Corner is a dead ball situation with literally zero pressure on you. If there's one thing you're able to do as a professional footballer, is to put a ball down and kick it somewhere within a 20-yard space. We're not even saying get it on someone's head. Just kick it in the box, man.
Get it in the area.
Get it in play.
Kick it in the box. Some of them can literally not put a football down and kick it in the box.
Yeah, it's waist height on the first guy.
And do you know what really pisses me off? Do you know what pisses me off more than them kicking it out? Is when they take that stupid short corner and then they lose the ball and that whole
on the counter attack. I tell you what, we did have somebody who could take set pieces, and then we got rid of him as well, and that was Douglas Luiz.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why we're getting rid of all these players.
Yeah. Kev's right as well. Nets takes corners.
That's what I'm saying.
Another reason to push Nico Williams. I'd let Nico Williams take the corner. Why not him?
I've wondered about that. Why did he take corners or free kicks? I've wondered about that.
He takes corners for Wales. He's good. He's good at.
Usually the last one.
I would rather have him lurking on the outside of the box.
He is on the D. He is on the D.
Yeah, but that's no good if you don't get the ball anyway.
Yeah,
if the ball goes behind, is it? It doesn't matter where he's standing.
Yeah. So look, this is what we gotta break down, boys, right? Because in the first half, we kept Liverpool's XG down to 0.06, which is less than Spurs' one, right? And then you look through the team, and I saw Jamie Carragher for once say something that was actually sensible. He said that our midfield is arguably one of the best midfields in the league, taking out title challenging teams. He's right. He's right. That Anderson's stats are the highest stats of any midfielder in the Premier League. Sangare is just disgustingly good right now. And I've really enjoyed Gibbs White's performances over the last two games. Let's just park to one side between the three of them. They couldn't hit a barn door. But put that, and you look at that midfield and you think that midfield's fine, right? Would anyone tweak anything in essence on that midfield, or is everyone quite happy with that midfield?
I'm happy with
That
that.
midfield's
Yeah.
great. That midfield's
Okay,
great.
let's look at the back four. Murillo, when
Can we have a
Murillo's
flip-flop for all of these guys actually that wanted to dump Morgan Gibbs-White? I'm sorry, I don't know how you're letting them get away with this. They all wanted him
Because
gone.
he's had 2 good games. He's had 2 good games.
Well,
there.
exactly, you flip
no,
flops.
Ez, no one's ever said Gibbs
Right
White
now,
isn't
but
talented.
right now, yes.
Yeah.
If you'd have asked me
Reactionary.
2 weeks ago, I'd have said no. But right now, it's performing.
But
That's
you'd have-
nothing wrong
you'd
with
have-
that.
the point I'm getting to.
Copy.
That's not the point I'm getting
If
to.
you'd asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said no.
But hold on, let's look at the back four.
Yesterday you would have said
Williams, one of the best left backs in the league. Murillo and Milenkovic together are really
Yeah.
good. Einar, he's been a bit iffy, but I saw signs of life yesterday.
Yeah.
And then I think Ortega's really good. I'm
Ortega's
really
good,
liking
yeah.
Ortega's
no.
distribution.
Ortega's
is
great. Yeah.
Yeah, I
unreal.
like him.
And so we're already gone, what we got now? 5, 6, 7, 8 players into the team, and that leaves us 3. Are we saying that this team is screwed up based on 3 players? As much as I like Hutchinson, he's not producing GA for us. The odd one here and there, it's not enough. Jesus isn't scoring any goals in the Premier League, and you got Callum Hudson-Odoi, who I've said more than enough on. Like, this has to be the bit that's solved. How do you solve this issue? Is everyone in agreement the problem is the front 3? And the rest
Yeah,
of it,
of course.
you could argue, is a top 7 team.
I would.
The problem is scoring goals. It's that simple in the Premier League.
Yeah, but you need goals throughout the team, and we haven't got it throughout the team. Have
Yeah,
we?
the midfield.
Yeah, the front 3 are.
But last
are
season,
you'd
Ed,
expect.
last season,
Sorry.
sorry, mate. Last
Mhm.
season, we had Chris Wood scoring 20 goals. That does make a big difference.
It's a big dent.
I
Yeah,
understand what you're saying. It has to be throughout the team, but if you've got somebody that's scoring 20 goals from a number 9, you need less goals from the rest of the team.
Yeah, I understand, but yeah, I mean, it goes back to the front 3 have got the biggest pressure for goals and assists, and we're just not getting it with this front 3 at all.
Okay, let me depress you guys with this stat. Our top goal
Oh, go
scorer,
on then.
our top goal scorer this season is
MGW.
Morgan White in the league with 6.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
How many
one of those
penalties?
was a penalty. One was a
So
penalty.
that don't count. So it's 5.
Okay, 5 then.
Yeah.
Our second top goal scorer is Hudson-Odoi
Ooh, what's he on? Like 2 or 3?
with 3.
Okay.
This is where it gets really worrying. Our third top goal scorer is Chris Wood
And Igor Jesus.
and Sangare.
Yeah.
And who's the go on, guess who the 4th joint one is? with
Own
them?
goals. Own goals.
No. I'll take an own goal, man.
Murillo.
No. Chat, who is the third top joint scorer? So you got Chris Wood,
Nico
Sangare,
Williams.
Igor Jesus, and one other
Nico Williams.
What, with 2 goals?
with 2 goals.
Sangare.
Nope.
Anderson.
Sangare.
I said Sangare.
Domingi.
Just say it. We don't know.
I'll give you a clue. It's not a striker.
Milenkovic.
No.
No, he's not scored this year.
Brinley.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Tavernier, yeah.
Put him up
And he-
front then.
And he got those in one match, didn't he? Who did he
Yeah,
score?
he scored those in the first 2
He
matches.
scored
That's why
at
we were-
Liverpool.
we were all saying put him ahead of Aina because he
Mm.
came in.
Ah.
New, wasn't it?
That's pathetic.
Yeah.
That is actually
pathetic.
pathetic. man.
It's scary. How many goals have we scored in the league, not counting penalties?
I can't tell you not counting penalties. but
25,
goals
including
in the league.
penalties.
We've got
Less than a goal a game.
25. 25.
Less than a goal a game.
Yeah, it's
We've
appalling.
not scored many penalties, have we? We've only had a couple. I can't remember many penalties.
I don't know.
It's shocking.
The only reason I say that is because non-penalty goals showed you created something. Penalty goals can be anything, you know.
Yeah, but you would have created a chance to get the penalty potentially.
Well, no, not necessarily. Somebody could pass it back and somebody could handball it. It's not
Yeah, and
necessarily.
someone could pass it back to the keeper and he's picking his nose and it goes through his legs and in the net and there's a goal.
I think
Yeah.
the thing that's more
You're right.
the thing that's more tragic about that is that when we call to our bench,
25 goals.
and when we call to our bench to help us, it must be even worse. Like how many goals has Ndoye scored this season, for example?
One.
One in the first.
So our
That was in the first game. Was that against Brentford?
options have probably got what 1 or 2 goals between the whole bench. That's even more tragic.
Well, that's why there's no competition, is there? Who you competing against?
You
Somebody
know who we
scored
need,
2
Ez,
goals.
don't you? You know who we need?
Well, I know who we need. This one we shouldn't have got rid of. But there's
No,
obviously a reason.
Somebody's still here.
Oh yeah, Big T. I mean, why you'd have?
I would
why
know what I'd have loved him to
Luka,
have come
I
on
don't know,
yesterday
that
after
doesn't make
60
sense.
minutes. I think he'd have roughed them
I
up
think
at
so.
the back.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Just have a look at the assists as well. Do you know who our top assister is?
MGW.
No. In the league?
Anderson.
No. Shall I just tell you? Make it quicker.
Sangara.
Yeah.
Hutchinson.
Who's probably played half the amount of games of some of the others. He's got 3 assists. Then it's Elliot Anderson, Sangare, and Gibbs White with 2, and then a couple on 1 and Nico Williams, Dan and Doy.
And we're like 3
Backwood got an assist. When did Backwood get an assist?
I don't know. They probably just gave it because they felt sorry for him.
Even Ryan Yates has got an assist, man. This is the issue.
Well, you know what my opinion. You know what my opinion on assists is anyway. That it's the most stupid crap statistic out.
Okay, really, even with it being crap, and we still look crap with whatever way you want to look at that metric.
However way you want to.
Well, we're not going to have more than 25 assists, are we? Because we've not scored more than 25 goals.
We ain't even got 25 assists.
Wait,
about 10 there.
the most tragic thing that's happened this season, or probably in the whole of our lives, football-wise, is that game we lost and we didn't even have a shot on target. We lost an own goal.
No, they didn't have a shot.
They didn't have a shot on target and they beat us.
That was Braga, wasn't it? Braga.
Yeah. Here's the thing, right? I don't know how to explain it. Like, I'm football depressed, but I don't want to be football depressed because I really like how we're playing. Like, really like the style of football. It's very good, man. In the 2 games we've seen under Vitor Pereira. I just feel like that last bullshit from Liverpool in the last second year, again, it just kind of deflated it.
Actually, there's one thing really warmed me to Pereira, which was his reaction to that. He looked more angry than me.
Yeah.
He looked more angry than me. He was punching the dugout. I was thinking, this is the man I want in charge of my football team. You know, not Ange standing there going, not Sean Dyche going like this. But I want him punching the dugout. I bet Marinakis was kicking the TV in at the same time. I was thinking, this is who I want in charge of my team. So
it's just a shame he didn't. It's just a shame he didn't punch himself when he made Ndoye the first sub.
Thing is, right. I won't wait for that. Wow. The thing is, right. You think how different? I mean,
I was being serious. So.
Yeah, you might have been, but the rest of us weren't taking you seriously.
I kind of agree with them, man.
Yeah, you think how differently we'd feel. And I know this is football, right? This is football, which is not unusual, but we had a corner immediately before Liverpool scored their offside goal.
Yeah.
You imagine if that had gone in, how different everybody would feel now. And yet it's that, the margins are that fine. Do you know what I mean?
But that happened a few games ago when we took that short corner and they took the ball and scored from it.
Yeah.
And the commentators were like, how can you have a set piece and concede from your own set piece? It's diabolical, really.
Mind you, that was a bit of a stupid comment because I've seen it happen thousands of times.
I know, but it's probably a Jamie Carragher comment again. Rob looks like he's gonna cry, man.
Can we just? I want to kind of spin this into a positive because honestly, I'm really enjoying the style of football. Can we talk about the style? Like Rob, you were.
Some of it was beautiful. Sorry, but some of it, some of the passing triangles and the patterns of play. And you're talking about, I was actually watching, I thought it's just gone through, like, they've just taken Gravenberch out, like he doesn't exist. You know what I mean? He just passed around him, gone. And I thought, McAllister, I've never been a big McAllister fan, but a lot of people rate him. So, for my personal agenda, I'll say McAllister as well. We took him out again. There were times when we just went through their midfield as if it didn't exist. And this is a much vaunted midfield that Liverpool have got. And we went through it like it was nothing. Lots to be positive about in that respect. Sorry, Rob, go ahead.
Only thing I would say is it feels to me like it's quite a high energy style. And that the problem is, how do you play that 2 games a week with a squad that lacks depth? So that's my concern about it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but they've done enough bleep tests in the last month to be able to have some.
No, they're all injured from the
Still
bleep.
recovering. They're still recovering, but the manager did also hint at that. He's got to play it easy because we are going to need these players over the next few weeks, and he risks injuring them if we keep playing this intensity. So Rob's right. You can't keep this intensity up, and I saw that within the players yesterday. Definitely. I mean, it didn't take long into the second half. 5 minutes into the second half, and we were huffing and puffing, and you could see that we just kind of just gave up the possession. We gave up the momentum in the game, and Liverpool, with their quality players, slowly got into the game. I mean, we saw Konate make a run 50 yards up the pitch, unopposed, and we definitely had to back off a little bit. But this is a problem again. Like I say, if you play that high intensity style, you can't keep it up for too long because the players aren't used to it. And this is where bringing a manager in mid-season, you're not going to be able to get that. And whatever the last manager tried to do with a bleep test and trying to get them up to his fitness levels definitely did not work. And now Pereira is going to have to make the best of what he's got. That is a big concern. I've already mentioned it. We can't play 2 games in a week. We struggle.
I get what you're saying, but surely the answer to that is if you can do that for a half, surely the answer is to get a couple of goals.
This is it. If you can't keep
and then you can afford to slow down a little bit, and
which is what we did in the previous game. Like I say, against Fenerbahce, that's what we did. We scored the goals at the key times when we were on top, when we did have a momentum in the game. We couldn't do that yesterday, and when you don't do that, and we've seen that far too many times this season when we have had decent first halves and we haven't taken our chances, and we've lost 1-0. It's happened way too many times this season.
The problem is as well is that we spent 250 million.
Yeah.
On what the fuck is that?
Well, can we at least praise the fact that the 2 games?
What did we spend 250 million on? I'm just confused.
Not
a new sound system, that's for sure.
the 2 games under Pereira, we've at least started strong, right? And that was my problem with Dyche.
Yeah,
that we got some of those games like that. Brighton one was the worst, or the Everton one. There were so many games where we started and we were under the cosh from the first minute almost, whereas we should have been a goal up after 2 minutes yesterday. Yeah. So I like the fact that they're coming out of the blocks and that they're starting strong. It's not all bad. We know what the problems are. We can't take corners. We don't have squad depth, and we can't score goals. Now, some of those things we can fix, like the corners, should be fixable.
Yeah. Well, just on the corner, sorry, Ben, I got to interrupt because John sent us these pictures. Big up to John, sick photographer. Have a look at this. Maybe Ezra's got a point because whenever I've watched Forest, it's always been from like one of the upper stands.
Oh, Bridgeford end, it slopes off massively.
Have a look at this. So look at that. That's the slope of that. That doesn't look bad.
But a lot.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah, I know, but a lot of clubs like that.
Yeah, they could train. They could train to know that they have to.
That should be. You're right, Crypto. That should be an advantage to us at our game because we should be.
It doesn't stop the other teams from scoring corners against us, does it?
I appreciate John sending them through. I didn't want to mention his name without his permission.
Great pictures, by the way. Great picture.
Yeah, but obviously we had that tip from John, but it is the same for both teams, and they should be practicing with that. That's no excuse, and that should give us an advantage over the other teams. You're absolutely right, guys. So I don't use that as an excuse. I can see that as a reason, but that's not an excuse.
What I was going to say before I got rudely interrupted by myself was we spent 250 million on squad players, and they're just not good enough. And the two
sorry, Ben, there's John. Make sure you're following him on Instagram. Because the next level.
The players that were good enough, people like Douglas Luiz, we got rid of. If you bring Douglas Luiz on, if somebody's out of breath after 60 minutes, then that's a good sub. Arguably, if you bring Kali Mwendo on at 60 minutes, that's a good sub. But we're bringing on people like Ndoye, and he's just not good enough. Like, he's so bad, and he's always the first sub. He's the first sub under every manager. It's always bring Ndoye on, and I just can't stand it. It's so bad. They need to try something different.
Every time he comes on, I think to myself, come on, do it this time. Just do it. Just show everybody.
Same as I'm like, prove me wrong, man.
Yeah,
Just
prove me wrong. Yeah, exactly. That's what we want, isn't it? Prove us wrong.
It doesn't.
And prove us all wrong because we're nearly at 5K on Instagram. So if you are on Instagram, make sure you're following us on there. There's the link for you guys in the chat. There's over 500 in here. Make sure you've hit the like. Make sure you've subscribed as well. Big up to Nikki with the 31 months. He's been mouthing off in the group chat today. Love you, Nikki. Thank you for the 31 months. Big up to Pete with the 3 months. He says Vitor's job is to increase the circle of trust. We got meet the fuckers settings going on, man. So, big up to you for the 3 months. And thank you to Warren for the £5. He says, I only found out today that Liverpool hold the highest record for scoring the most goals in stoppage time. What? Yeah. Shouldn't come as a surprise to you, Warren, should it? Not when they've got their boy Anthony Taylor just there.
Not just stoppage time, but stoppage time in stoppage time.
Yeah,
time. And offsides when their players are yard and a half offside.
You know what, though? The stats up until yesterday, they also conceded the most of the season in stoppage time. And it's the first time that Mohamed Salah has gone 9 games without scoring.
Right, 9 games. Yeah.
I mean, Anne called him shit earlier, so
he is.
Well, he looked very happy about something, Salah. I don't know what it was. He was smiling.
Christmas
Ramadan, isn't it? He can't take it, man. Unlike me, man. I'm cheery.
Let's move on to the most important topic. Who's going down? Right. So we got a poll going on in the chat. I can't believe the results of this. Currently, get your vote. No. Well, yeah, it is now. I've put West Ham, Spurs, Forest, and Leeds. Leeds are on 2% to go down. West Ham on 25% to go down. Forest 36% to go down.
Nice.
And Spurs 37% to go down. And this is on our channel, man. It's on our channel. Like, so West Ham, who are currently...
I'm amazed that many Forest fans truly believe that we're the most likely of those to go down. I find that staggering.
It's got to be West Ham, I think. It's got to be West Ham.
Put in the chat who you think is going down. Let's put some names to the votes. I want to see, is it Forest fans or West Ham fans?
But Spurs, they are getting talked about in the podcasting world.
Yeah,
it's starting to happen now. And people, first of all, it's they'll never go down. And now people are saying, well, they're bad and they're fixtures. And
it's a strange managerial choice as well. So
very strange, very strange.
I don't hold out much hope for them. Not that I should have any hope for them.
What are you saying, Rob? Who goes down?
He's not going to say West Ham, is he? Fucking hell.
No, it's Rob. He'll say Forest.
Well, I didn't think West Ham were going down anyway. No,
of course you didn't. I know you didn't. You don't need to.
Unpopular opinion. I still think Leeds, because the promoted teams should be the ones going down. They usually are. Spurs are like Everton. They're just immune to relegation. You know, Spurs will call in some VAR corruption on the final few days and they'll get themselves out of it. So they even think Spurs.
Sorry, Rob.
Spurs.
Sorry, Rob. I was talking to Jolly Ollie. I forget that he can't.
I had my hopes on Palace, but then they went and signed Jorgen Strand Larsen. So I don't. So I don't believe. I think that Nuno can and will.
I've mentioned Nuno.
You know what? I know Palace squeaked out a win yesterday. I mean, Wolves missed a penalty and Palace scored in the last second. So they squeaked out, against the bottom club. I fancy Palace to go down.
They're on 35 points, man. West Ham are on 25. They're
35. Or they just probably need one more win, Palace, and they're safe. Yeah. And they've got
how many points ahead of us are they now?
Oh, they're 8 points ahead of us.
8.
Are they? Oh, forget it then. Sorry, I didn't. I thought they were still.
So the table reads like this. I know a lot of people aren't looking at it, right? And I don't blame you. You got West Ham on 25. Burnley are on 19. I think they're done, right? You got West Ham on 25, Forest on 27, Spurs on 29. We could have voted for taking Spurs in the last 3 games, man. It's so annoying.
If you look at the set of fixtures we've just had, Palace and Wolves at home, You know, we should be,
Yeah,
you know,
you're right.
on the beach by now.
Yeah, I said it in my
We're
video this
gonna do
morning.
it
The
the
mistake
hard way,
was
like we always do.
I didn't realise they were that far ahead.
Yeah. Then you've got Spurs on 29, then Leeds on 31, then Brighton on 34.
Yeah.
Who we've
It's
got
between
next.
us, West Ham and Spurs. It's between us three, man.
It's West Ham and Spurs, I think.
Are you saying
I think Leeds. Surely Leeds are
Leeds
still
aren't
in it.
safe?
West
No,
Ham
I
are
think-
about
I think
West Ham
Leeds-
are about 6th or
Surely.
7th in the form table. Out of the last 6 games, they've had 3 wins and 2 draws.
West Ham.
How many points?
are
How many
7th.
points are Leeds ahead of us?
They're on 31. They're only 4 points clear of
4
us.
points ahead.
Yeah, it's 4 points. Come on, man.
I know.
Yeah,
You know
you've
what?
got to judge
though?
it from West Ham.
It's not
You know
about
what?
them.
West Ham.
What
It's
troubles
not
me
about us
is,
catching them. I think they'll be safe, mate. I think
What
they'll be
troubles
one
me
West Ham.
is you know that Chat GPT thing I did a couple of months ago when we were talking about whether any team has ever had 4 managers and the rest of it. At that time, I reopened the conversation today. We had a 7-point lead over West Ham at that point, and it's now down to 2.
Oh yeah.
That's not good viewing, really, is it? So now West Ham do have a difficult run of fixtures coming. No, don't be ridiculous.
Evidently, they have the toughest in theory. I mean, it's always in theory on paper,
West
isn't it?
Ham.
Well,
Yeah,
here's
yeah.
their next fixtures then. They've got Liverpool away, Fulham away, that's the FA Cup, sorry, then Man City at home, then Villa away.
Yeah, that's
and then
tough.
they get Wolves. So their next 4, if you could, I know it's on paper, you could say it's going to be very likely they get more than 2 or 3 points. A couple of draws, maybe 1 win and a few losses. We have
Hang
to
on. Don't just brush over that lightly like that. In the next 4 games, you think West Ham will get a couple of draws and a win?
No.
Are you insane?
No. You conflated the 2 things I said together. I said in
Oh,
theory, you don't think on paper they'd get any points. I would agree, but in theory, they'll pick up some points somewhere because football is football. Either a couple of draws or a win. I'm saying so, like 2 points or 3 points. is
Yeah,
what I'm
maybe.
saying.
Of course. Yeah.
But
yeah.
we have to beat Spurs. That Spurs game is not just must win. It is like brother versus brother reputation here, man. Me and Mo are going to war.
That and the Burnley game.
No, the Fulham game. But we have to win Fulham at home. We have to beat.
Come on, we've only done that
we
once
never beat
in
Fulham.
3 attempts.
Okay, but think about it logically. Do you think Marco Silva wants to manage in the Premier League or the Championship next year?
You think you do that? Yeah,
He's rolling over for us, man. He's
Yeah,
rolling
I'll tell you
over.
what I've been thinking about. I've been thinking if Vitor carries on like this, I don't know if we want to change manager at the end of the season.
No. Don't fall into the trap.
You're flip flop.
I'm loving what I'm saying.
I'm just saying. You know, if Silva's taken, well, no, he can't take him down, can he? No. Well, if he finishes below us.
He doesn't have to.
Let me just run you
throw
through
the
another
game,
couple
bro.
of fixtures.
Mr. Marinakis just needs to have a chat with.
Oh, you're on
someone.
about throwing the game now. I get
He
it.
just needs to have a chat with him. We don't throw games. We just
Well, you know, like when Nuno threw the game to go to West Ham.
Yeah,
Exactly. How
Yeah, but
close
then
was
why
that
did he?
game,
Yeah,
by the
but why did he throw it again when he was West Ham manager against us?
The bank.
But his Spurs' next fixtures: Fulham away, big up Marco Silva. Then they got Crystal Palace at home. Then Liverpool away, and then us at home, and then Sunderland away. We have to go into that Spurs game ahead of them. We have to.
Well, if we go into it ahead of them, we can draw it.
No, we beat Spurs, man. We always beat Spurs at 3-point lane.
Listen, I have to say, the way Forest are playing right now, and don't forget, it wasn't that long ago we beat them 3-0 at the City Ground. The way that Forest are playing right now, we will tear Spurs to shreds.
Well, we'd have 15 shots. We might not.
Oh, yeah, we wouldn't necessarily win, but we will tear them to shreds.
So with that in mind, let me just give you Leeds' one.
Anyway, I'm back at the City Ground I'm back at the City Ground on Thursday, but I'm also back at the City Ground against Fulham. Yes, I'm back. Yeah. my one game protest. That was the wrong game because we'd already got rid of him.
Let me give you Leeds' game so you get a flavour of what's going on. Next, Leeds have got Man City at home. It's a 5:30 kickoff, so the first half will be in the light, second half in the dark, and Leeds never lose in the dark. Then they're home to Sunderland. Then they're away to Palace, home to Brentford, and then away to Man U. And then they got Wolves. I think Leeds are safe. I don't.
Yeah.
think
See, this is the thing about football, right? It constantly surprises you, even after the amount of time I've been watching it. And you say, "Well, they got that easy game," like Wolves. I mean, I know you don't like me to invoke their name, but did anybody seriously think that Arsenal weren't going to beat Wolves?
Yeah,
and they did.
Yeah,
obviously, shut up, Crypto. Crypto, you're not going to wind me up. Just shut up. No, just shut up. I'm not interested.
He flops the league every year.
No, I'm not interested in what you have to say. Okay. No, we have an agreement. Okay.
All right, I'm spitting facts.
No. You weren't about to say anything, right?
Okay.
Nobody in their right sense of mind, anybody with an IQ over their shoe size, would have expected Arsenal to beat Wolves, and they didn't. So, like I say, you can look at these fixtures and really, you're blowing smoke. You don't know.
Yeah, but we got to do it. We got to do it. Look, let me give you this little curveball.
So you got to do it.
I know. Let me give you this curveball. So Brighton are on, how many points did I say they're on? 34. Okay. Here's their next fixtures. Forest at home, Arsenal at home, Sunderland away, Liverpool at home, Burnley away, Spurs away, and then Chelsea at home. That's not, apart from the Burnley game.
No, they're going to pick up a couple of wins in that, and they'll be.
Who? You think they'll be Forest?
If you tell anybody that they'll beat Spurs.
Well, yeah, I get that.
They just.
But then if they beat Spurs, that's good for us as well, isn't it? We can't lose on that one.
Yeah, but at the same time, someone will pick points up, which is not good for us.
Right? Do you think we can beat Brighton?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So just run with this. If we beat Brighton, if you think we can beat Brighton, I think we can beat Brighton.
Yeah.
That puts us on 30 points. Leeds lose at home to Man City. They're still on 31. Suddenly, Leeds don't look safe at all. So
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
No,
my money will still be on the promoted team. My money's still on the promoted. Out of the four you've mentioned, I would say Spurs have not got a cat in hell's chance of going down because they'll bribe their way out of it like Everton always do. And the promoted team will be the one that gets effed over because that's always what happens.
I don't know why dragging Leeds into it. Leeds are 6 points clear of West Ham. Effectively 7 points with their goal difference.
Well, after next game, they might be 1 point clear of us.
West Ham and the Spurs. They're the two teams.
Leeds won't go down. Leeds won't go down.
Leeds won't go down. They're safe. Trust me, they're safe.
Well, in the poll, it's pretty neck and neck between Spurs and Forest. 36. Well, it is 36-36. West Ham 26. Leeds.
I mean, Spurs' form is truly awful.
Right, in a word, Ben, who's going down?
Nuno FC.
Ez?
Yeah, I think. Now I'm going to go with Spurs, mate.
Rob?
I think Leeds.
That was 3 words.
Rob, I'm not against that. I think Ezra's way out of order here. Like you say, if we win one and they lose one, there's 1 point between us.
It's 7 points clear.
Actually, Ez, to be fair to you, Ez, I'm talking about Forest and Leeds, not.
I don't give a damn about that. I said they're not going to get relegated. That's what I said.
They won't drop under West Ham.
Yeah. Wait. Okay. So who are you saying? West Ham. Okay, let me ask you this next cut-off, and chat, put a number in here. What's the tally for safety? Let's go reverse here. And what have you got out?
What are we on right now?
27.
27. 36. We'll keep you up.
Okay. Rob?
Ask me last. I'm just loading Chat GPT.
At least he's honest.
No, I worked it out this afternoon. I did the. I got it to model all the results. I'll tell you what it said. Carry on. Yeah. Carry on. Ben? I'm loading it.
I did the Predictor League with Sharky last night. I've got West Ham going down on 35 points, so 36 would be safe.
30, that's high this year, then. What are you saying?
It is high this year, yeah.
35-36 is where I'd
we've got people here saying 42. I mean, come on, 6. I think he might be wagging us.
Yeah. 35-36 I'll go with. That's another 10-11 points for West Ham to have to get. So they're a very incumbent team, let's not forget. They're the team third from bottom at the moment. We just got to be higher than them. Simple as that. Simple as that.
Right.
Like, here's my simplicity for you, boy. Go on.
All right. So ChatGPT, I told it to, I fed it all the fixtures, all the form information, blah, 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 blah. ChatGPT says Wolves on 18 points, Burnley on 30, West Ham on 32, Forest on 36, Spurs on 43, and Leeds on 44.
ChatGPT is crap.
Everybody in the positions that they are now. No, everyone in the positions they are now. And ChatGPT also says that we have to beat Burnley at home, Fulham at home, and Bournemouth at home. And I told it our home form's crap, and then it recalculated it. So,
relegated us. But in a way, it is right. We have to beat Burnley +2. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
And I think it has to be Spurs.
You know what? There's 11
games.
games left. There's 11 games left, and with the squad we have, 3 wins doesn't sound that difficult, really.
It didn't last season.
Why can't we just beat Bournemouth on the final day? Why can't we just do it?
3-2.
I mean, if our actual survival
Rob, I don't want that to be the decider though on the final day. I really can't make
absolutely,
it.
absolutely. But at least we've got a home game, and there's no better time to beat them.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think back to how many times have we had it decided on the last day? The only time I can think when it really went down to the last day was Ipswich, and we did do it. You know, we did do it at home on the last day. I'm glad that our last game is
but we had a number longer, bro, and he could score goals. So.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Get him back. Get him back.
Look about the time when we got out the League One on the last day, and I think it was Doncaster had to lose. They had to lose, and they were like on fire.
If you put Britta Sombalonga in front of a net and Callum Hudson-Odoi, Britta Sombalonga would score like 10 goals, and Callum Hudson-Odoi would score.
Britta Sombalonga is a striker. Callum Hudson-Odoi isn't. You'd expect that.
I don't care.
All right. On that note, I'm going to send you over
to
Football's 12th man. I'm not on there because I got to go out now, but can everyone spam their chat, Potts' chat with Liverpool, please, and wind Errol up. You guys are going to have to come at Errol for me because I can't make it because I'll go out now. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. And we're straight into a preview tomorrow for Fenerbahce because the second leg is just 2 days away. So we'll see you then. Thank you for watching. Come on, you Reds.
You Reds.